Right, hi everybody, it's Meg here from the iMoot team. Just here to welcome Austen Sinclair on board. Austen works in New Zealand for IRD. I'm told he's a very big supporter of the New Zealand Moodle Moot, working with LMS and especially Tatara for about the last 9 years. I've done a lot of custom work, some of it that's made its way into Core Moodle, including one bit that I love, course completion. Everybody asks me to teach them how to do course completion. It's a very useful trick. So Austen, I'll hand over to you.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for that, Nick. So welcome to take two of the world's most boring presentation title. This isn't a particularly long presentation. It's probably only about 15 minutes. It's quite a simple and discreet thing that we've done here, but I think nonetheless worthy of sharing, and I hope that you'll agree. So let's crack in. A little bit about a context for our environment. We're a compliance-based organisation. If you have a tax agency, I'm sure you do, when would have been the last time you heard them say, it'd be close enough? We don't do that. We're quite specific and technical and detailed, and our training reflects that. We've been on Moodle since 2006. We moved to Tatara in 2011. Totra, golly. And of our 6,000 staff, over 1,000 our course creators have editing rights in the site, and we have a lot of course pages and we have a lot of traffic, and I'll just dive into that just briefly for a bit more detail. So the issue that we're trying to reduce today is how we support all our course creators, and in our context, course creators are subject matter experts, and they tend to build 1 or 2 pages, and they're quite expensive to support and to work effectively in our environment. We also have a lot of traffic, so the pages they create get seen by lots of people, and I love this graphic, and I know it's out of keeping with the rest, but it's Pac-Man eats the audience kind of thing, and you know, every week half the organisation is visiting a training page in our LMS. It's a sign of how many small course pages we have and that are required for the technical growth of our people. We also have knowledge bases and workflow tools, so this is about people understanding the how and the why, rather than the to-do and the workflow. We also have, like everyone, the problem when you have a new course creator is that they throw everything into a course page. They turn on every activity, every block. They add new fonts and bright colors, and some even revisit Comic Sans. And it's just an observed behavior, and you've probably seen it in your own sites, whether they're academic or corporate, and it's just one of those things that new people do. So as you'll see, our solution is template-based, and we've really focused on making sure there's the minimum, there's good guidance, and well, I think you'll see that reflected in a moment. And then there's the biggie. And then there's a compliance organisation. It's a reporting organisation, and if it gets measured, it gets done. And we have tons of stuff that we've evolved over time of how you search for a course, how a course is presented, how you determine if it's the right course, how you report that someone's done it, how you report that it's provided value in the business. And consequently, we've added a lot of stuff. You'll see here in the left-hand side, right-hand side, my apologies, the normal kind of Moodle settings that you expect to find. You'll find the extra Totra settings that come with our distribution, and then there's a whole lot more that we've added around how you categorize and identify audiences and preferred audiences for your courses and how they're tagged for reporting. And if that was it, we could probably cope, but there's more. If you deliver your course in person, of which almost half our training is in-person based, you've got a whole lot of settings required for the face-to-face module. If your course is training, which most is, there's a compulsory level 1 evaluation about whether it did what it said it would do, how you found it, and would you like, wow, just looking at the comments and distracted. Then we have course completion settings, so our people are really strong on reports, and for courses to report properly, they need to be configured correctly, so that's another step. And then we have a really unloved piece of functionality, which is the reminders when people have completed a course but not done the level 1 evaluation, and chase them and tell them to the manager, which is not very loved. So that, in a picture, tells you that there's a lot of stuff a course creator needs to do before they create their course. So I'm breaking up and click stop. I'm not turn the video off, that might improve the bandwidth. Better sound. So the problem, I think, is really well defined. So our opportunity is to find some opportunities in how efficiency is explored, administer the process by improving the technical quality of how they set up, but also create improved experience for course creators. As you can imagine, it's I'll try to mute the volume as well. I'll hold the microphone closer to my mouth, so I think that will work just as well. So we had, yeah, there's plenty of room for opportunity here. So what we did is we were lucky. We had a developer who was visiting us and running a script on our site, and in chatting we learned that they were involved in doing a course templates block for another customer. And we thought that was interesting, and we liked the look of it. And so in August last year, we decided that we would do this. Now, the course template block isn't yet in the available plugins, but it will be before too long, and we'll keep pushing that vendor to make that happen. They've got a good history of it. But in of itself, it's not enough. A templates block has its own problems, and so we went one step further. And this is what I want to show you, and this is what I'm proud of. So when we assign someone as a course creator in our site, we do it once, and the role welcome email that's sent to them explaining that they're now a course creator and that their resources on how to create courses are contained in a particular course page, which we call Train IR. And we also automatically enroll them in this course page. And when you visit this course page, it's pretty obvious how you start a new page. It's the great big add course button. Once you do that, you're taken to a page that lists all our templates. We have 8 core templates, our 8 core models of how we deliver training. And then if you scroll further down, you'll find there are more options that are based on local templates. We have a couple of business units that present monthly seminars and use the face-to-face module to manage attendance, and they have further templates much further down the list, because we don't want others copying things that are set up for those particular groups. So it's pretty obvious to a course creator what their options here and how they create. So let's click on one of those. And the first thing you're presented with is, as you would be from a restore, which is what's gone on here, is you're asked to name it. You have to repeat the name because our rule is the full name and the short name are the same. You have to type in a course summary, and then you click New Course. Okay. Templates themselves, we've spent quite a lot of time on, and we continue to evolve. We've worked on trying to make them as simple as possible, but not too pretty, so that they feel, the course creator feels they have to update them. So we insist that there's a unique light-aligned image, and that the image is of a reasonable quality, so that your experience when you're browsing across pages and the elements is quite visually rich. At that first bit, when you're sort of choosing whether to decide or not, we have some rules around what the course is and who it's for, and we have some rules around what's required and what a learner will need to do to complete it. That we expect course creators to be able to type that in with some confidence. In this particular course, we've set up a template for a face-to-face module, and so the vast majority of our settings are already done. They just need to add the dates and how many seats in the room that it is, and that takes care of the rest. And mandatory level 1 course evaluation is all set up. This particular feedback also harvests what session they went to, so when you run the report from the feedback, you can see which settings, who went to what, and what was the trainer that the feedback's associated with. That's the template model. So from a course creator's perspective, I think we've minimized significantly the amount of work they have to do in configuring and setting up the course page. And then when they scroll down the page, they see a block that says, when you're ready to go live, click the Go Live button. And that just launches a pre-formatted email where the course creator has to enter the course name. We haven't quite automated that. Our course review process is quite quick, and normally the same day or the next day, the course will leave the development environment and go into production. Yeah, so that's the process. So that's the thing we've done. And Course Grater seems to like it. As someone who also builds courses in my own capacity, I like it. And it seems to be quite well received by the business. I just want to very quickly look at behind the scenes. So there's nothing particularly magical about this. This is all kind of established stuff. We're using course pages as templates. We've put them in hidden categories so people don't muck around with them. And when we create or change a template, we delete the old one and then re-add it with the revised course page. It's not could be smoother, but it's sufficient. And only our course administrators do this, and templates on the whole don't change too much. The other thing we do is we didn't like the course templates block. Thought there was a risk that someone could import a course over the top of an existing course page and disrupt the data. But we also felt that the block itself required some explanation, and most people, we didn't want them doing any of this. We wanted them to go straight to the bottom option, which is view all course templates, and then build a course from that. So we've replaced it with a simple button that goes directly to view all course templates, and that seems to be yeah, it seems to work just fine. So, as I said, a short presentation. It's now really easy to build a technically correct course page. No one uses the add new course button anymore. In our environment, we get asked for training on everything that we do that's a change. In this case, we've had no training requests for this. I think we can call this one of those rare things that are genuinely intuitive. There's no business demand to return to the old method, and our course creators feedback is they like it, and that this was a previously unloved part of the process. Oh, that's and then reviews rapid course provisioning process. Any sort of questions about this, or as because I recognise you're all site administrators yourselves, are there any things you could see that we could do to improve this, or ways it could be adapted for improving its chances of being upstreamed? Just responding to Tabitha's thing is there a feature request in the tracker? No, that would have been a good thing to do. I'll make a note of that. You should see that before too long. Did we edit the theme CSS for displaying the admin block? We don't. We kitty around with the course creator setting, so the course creator is quite limited in scope. They can only limit a build in a category, and some of the blocks that you'd normally have visible aren't visible. Yeah, so we tend not to use the navigation block at all. On one hand, we don't have very long course pages, and on the other, we push other forms of navigation through the site. So it doesn't work for us, so we've hidden it continually. Thanks, that's nice to hear. That's quite slick. Our business responds well to things that have an obvious workflow. And the workflow gets into where they want to go. One to Tabitha's thing about the course request feature, we looked at this for quite some time, and our problem with it is it still requires manual intervention for issuing a course page of a template. That was the bit that was missing. We can have weeks where we might build 50 course pages, and they can all come normally at a rush. There'll be some legislative change or some announcement, and bang, everyone will start documenting the changes to the various bits, and that manual intervention can be a roadblock, even though the process manually isn't particularly long. It's just when you get lots of them at once, be problematic. I don't normally do very long presentations, but at 16 minutes, this is surely for me. Is there any aspect that I can go back to on the slides or talk to or demo that might be useful at this stage? Oh, Frankie's asked a good question about how much difference does it make in time. So we could build a course page from a template pretty quickly in minutes. So that's not really the big time saving. The main issue is around the support for the new course creator, explaining all of the settings, explaining why they're seeing all these settings is really hard and takes a lot of time. And the outcome's always the same, which is pretty much don't change the settings. So this process should have reduced that significantly. Every new course creator is different, but instead of investing in some cases an hour or so on all the administrative things they're not allowed to change or shouldn't change, we generally don't have that again. Next question is, do we get complaints? Not really. We get a lot of pressure to do things that our IT make very difficult to do. We get a lot of pressure for doing much more collaborative and social course things. And that's really hard because as a compliance organisation, we've got a lot of secrecy and security in our network, and it's quite hard to do those things. So that's the kind of pressure we get. The templates themselves don't seem to irritate. Isn't answering your question, me. That's our content. Tabitha, just about the sharing thing. So we walk a delicate line. Officially, only the Commissioner of Inland Revenue can speak to the public. So presentations such as this in an open source environment are quite hard. So in the context of the presentation, and if they're recorded, that's fine, but I can't, as far as I'm aware, push them out to SlideShare or that kind of thing. So I do my best through our user group, and I do my best through forums in Moodle and Totra.com, but pushing the slide deck as out as it is, no, can't really, sadly.
Okay, that was a nice and quick one, Austen.
I did say at the beginning it's quite a small, discreet thing that we've done here.
New question from Tabitha.
The new courses locked down to people the elements. No, they're not locked down. We're just trying to start them on the right path.
Thank you for that, Austin. Very interesting, because I know a lot of places have issues with teachers getting very, very creative and doing things like yellow on a white background and things. Yes, I had a long argument with somebody over that because they think it looks good. So yes, the more you can limit them, the better. As long as they don't realise they're being limited.
The trick, isn't it? So there's a couple of interesting questions here just about the tracker and is this a paid customization? Yes, it is a paid customization. It's a Moodle customization. A British organisation has had this block built in their Moodle install, and while they're happy to share it, they don't want to be associated with it. So we're just in the process of getting our vendor to upstream it so that we add it to the plugins directory, and as Tabitha has pointed out, I need to add it to the feature request so that it can have some broader visibility and hopefully attract some attention that way.
All right, well, we'll wrap it up there then. Thank you very much, Austin. I think there's a couple of requests that if you do create a tracker item, if you can put it in the forum for the course so that we can all go and vote for it.
Will do.
That would be awesome. But thank you very much. A couple of interesting ideas there.
Cool. Thank you everyone, and I'll stay online for a while to see if any more questions, but yeah, that will do it. So thank you very much.